Hi, my name is Paul Momo, president of Agathos Laboratories. Congratulations on being a part of the team. I will be giving you a general overview of Agathos Laboratories and what you will be doing here at Agathos Laboratories. If you have any questions about anything I say here in this video, feel free to contact your sales representative and they'll be glad to go into more details and answer your question. Yes. Now, Agathos Laboratories is a C corporation headquartered in San Jose, California. We were established in 2012, and we do two things. We are a national administrator of laboratory testing services, so we test firemen, policemen, the armed forces like the Navy, the Air Force, Army during their annual physicals. And the second division is involved in the distribution and sales of laboratory and medical supplies, equipment, and products. Now, your efforts, your jobs with Agathos Labs will focus on the latter part of this of what we have here, which is the distribution of laboratory supplies. Now, there are, of course, generally three focus for businesses. We have the B2B businesses that focus on other businesses. We have B2C businesses that focus on consumers. And then we have the B2G that focuses on governments. And we are the latter. We focus on government agencies, federal, state, local, and county governments, even public health laboratories, universities, local school districts, fire departments, hospitals, and any other government agencies not mentioned here that you may think about. Now, some of our customers include Department of Defense, Department of Justice, California Department of Public Health, California State Water Resources Board, and so on. We have a number of clients. This just gives you an idea of the kinds of clients we service. Also, this slide gives you an idea of the kinds of products we sell. It is by no means comprehensive, but at least gives you an idea. So we sell autoclaves, balances, we sell centrifuges, we sell flask, we sell mixers, tubings, and so on. Now, about our approach. As I already mentioned, we seek out government contracts, but we do this on a daily basis. So we're either reviewing emails that are sent by government agencies requesting quotes for the products they're actually looking for, or we are going into the websites looking for and talking and looking for notifications of requests for quotes from government agencies. We do not maintain an inventory. We drop ship our products to our customers, which means drop ship is just saying that we ship the products directly from either our vendors or manufacturers directly to our customers. It never actually comes to our location. We take advantage of price agreements. We negotiate with our vendors. So we negotiate discount prices with them. And that's how we're able to actually provide very, very competitive prices to our customers. Our sales are deadline driven. It could be as little as 24 hours or maybe even 2 weeks. But the point is we have to get our quotes and our bids to the customers before the deadline, or our bid gets thrown out. We utilize a low margin, high volume strategy, which means we're trying to win as many as we can and make a bulk of our revenue with a high volume of sales we actually make. Now, our goal is to automate our process as much as possible, and we're by no chance close to that, but we are working as hard as we can to automate as much of our process to make us as streamlined and efficient as possible. Now, I cannot emphasize the next bullet enough. We focus on excellent customer service. Everything we do thinks about the customer. So think about what you would like and how you would like to be treated. And that's exactly how we expect you to treat the customer. Now, we're not a bloated operation. We are lean, we're agile, we move fast. So that's another one of our characteristics. Now, our primary operation or our operation is via a primary team located here in California. We also utilize some of the staff of our subcontractors. And also, we utilize a decentralized virtual network of workers, just like yourself, who help with the administrator and assistance of the sales representatives. Now, this slide shows you some of the tools we actually use. These are the major tools we use, from Salesforce to Skype, QuickBooks, Slack, Dropbox, Outlook, and we will provide you with user IDs and passwords for any one of these items needed, or any one of these applications needed that you do not have access to. Now, I'll spend a little bit of time in this slide because this delineates the sales cycle, and and this is something you have to know because you need to know how your duties in Agathos Labs, where your duties in Agathos Labs actually fall into in this cycle. Now, a few things to mention is that Salesforce is the heart of our operation. So everything we do, every process actually has some form of interaction with Salesforce. Now, not all processes are currently in Salesforce, but we're working very hard to get as many processes into Salesforce as possible. And as a matter of fact, we're doing even more right now. Also, all sales-related events must be logged into Salesforce as much as possible. Now, like I mentioned before, we are going out to government sites and looking for opportunities for sales requests for quotes, or these opportunities are being emailed to us, either through automated means or directly by the buyers. Now, once we have this email notification of an opportunity which has the products they're looking for, when they need the products, who the buyer is, who the end user is, we log all of this information into our CRM, Salesforce. And once this is logged into Salesforce, we request a quote from our vendor. Now, this could be a manufacturer, this could be, a national distributor, but we're going to them and we're telling them to provide a quote for the products that are being requested. Now, once we get this quote back from our vendor, we turn around and create a quote for the buyer, for the customer. Now, we do this by just adding a margin to the products we just received a quote for. Now, once we're done with this quote, we send it to the buyer, and assuming we're lucky and we are the lowest bidder, then we are issued a purchase order, which is referred to as a PO. Now, the PO is a contract between the government and Agathos Labs that says, if Agathos Labs can send me this product in a good amount, in a quick amount of time, and in good condition, then I promise to pay Agathos Labs the price on this purchase order, which is the quote we actually sent to them. Now, we, in return, send a purchase order to our vendor, the ones who give us a quote right here, and we say to them, if you could ship this product to our customer in good time and under good conditions, and there's no problem, and the customer likes it, then we are going to pay you whatever is on this purchase order. So, and then The vendor takes that PO and begins the process of shipping. Now they notify us of the shipment, they let us know the tracking number, they let us know when the delivery should be expected. We turn around and we notify our customer of the same information, the tracking number and when it should be delivered. Sometimes the items are back ordered. We let them know because the vendor let us know this as well. Now, assume everything goes well, the products are delivered under good conditions in good time. Then what we get is an invoice from our vendor saying, well, I've delivered the products. Now here's your bill or an invoice. Pay me. We do the same thing. We send an invoice to our customer saying the items have been delivered. You know, get us, you can now pay Agathos Laboratories. Now, I just want to point you to kind of a theme here. Everything seems to be, well, everything happens in pairs. So initially, the customer sent us a request for quote, or at least we're getting a request from quote from the customer, and we're sending a request for quote to our vendor. Now, our vendor gets us a quote, and we actually then create a quote for our customer. Then, if we win the bid, a customer issues us a PO, a purchase order, and we in turn issue a PO to our vendor pair. And then we are notified by the vendor of the shipment and the tracking information and if there's any back order. And we do the same thing to our customer. We notify them of the shipment, the tracking number, and if there are any back orders. And then our vendor invoices us and we do the same thing to our customer. So there's a theme of everything happening in pairs. Now, assume, we just got a quote from the vendor. Your job will be to create a quote for the customer. So this is part of what you'll be doing here at Agathos Laboratories. Now, once that quote is submitted to the customer and we win the bid, your job would also be to issue purchase orders to our vendors, the one who actually gave us the quote in the first place. And your job would be to notify our customers of the tracking information and if there are any back orders or anything related to the delivery of the products. So basically, normal customer service. We're going to take each one of these one by one and kind of delve into them a little bit. So let's start with create quote for the customer. Now, to create a quote, once we receive a quote from the vendor, it's time to create a quote for our customer. Now, an opportunity may already have been created in Salesforce. In some cases, maybe not. Your sales representative will provide details of the opportunity, like the customer information, there's the ship to address, the bill to address, the terms of the contract, and so on. Now, they will also provide you with an opportunity link if the opportunity has been created in Salesforce. They'll provide you with a deadline for, to get this quote submitted, the turnaround time for the task they're providing you, quote from the vendor or product info and price source. So they're going to provide you with a vendor quote and any information about the product and price and the prices. And then they'll also provide you with the margin to use for this quote. They'll provide you with instructions and templates to use for completing the bid document and any special instructions related to that opportunity. Now, you return the finished quote to your sales representative for now. Now, as you continue to grow with Agathos Laboratories, you may just return the quote directly to the buyer. But for now, you return the quote to your sales representatives, who in turn makes the submission. Now, after that submission is made and we are the lowest bidder and we win the contract and we're issued a purchase order, now your job would be to issue our vendor, the one who actually issued us a quote in the first place, a purchase order. And remember, the purchase order tells this our vendor that if you drop ship the product to our customer in good condition, then we will pay you this amount. That's what you're saying with by issuing a PO. And basically, you create a PO using the product details in the vendor quote. Uh, Ensure all prices are exactly as they were quoted. This is very, very important. You want to make sure that all prices you have in this purchase order you are creating are exactly the prices that are in the quote the vendor sent to us. Now you email a PDF copy of the PO to the vendor, and the vendor may have a designated ordering email address, or you may be sending it to the sales representative of the vendor. But make sure you copy your sales rep in this email as well. Now, ensure you get a confirmation of receipt of the PO from the vendor within 24 hours of sending them the PO, and ensure that the confirmation from the vendor has the correct address, products, and prices. Now, this is very, very important. You don't want the products being shipped to you or to San Jose when it's supposed to be going to Texas. You don't want 10 products sent when you were actually looking to buy one. And you don't want the wrong price used. So it is imperative that you review the confirmation for any errors. Now, ensure that the vendor sends you an expected delivery date within 48 hours, and that includes the tracking number, FedEx, UPS, USPS, or whatever shipper they may be using. You get that tracking and expected delivery date because you need to send that information to your customer. Now, if there are any back ordered products, you want to make sure that you know the ship to dates for those as well. Now, going back here, now once the vendor has notified you of the shipping details, it's time that you notify your customer of the shipping details. And that's what you're doing. That's what this slide is talking about. Once the PO is received, confirm with the customer. Well, once the PO is received, and this takes us a little bit further back. Once the PO is received, you want to confirm with the customer you have it. So that's just natural. Next thing, you want to notify the customer of the expected delivery date, which is the date you receive from the vendor. You want to provide them with the tracking information, and you want to continue to notify the customer every 48 hours about the status of this order until it is delivered. You want to also notify the customer of the back ordered items if there are any back ordered items. And you do this every week until the back ordered items are delivered. Now, once the items have been delivered, notify the opportunity sales rep so they can invoice the customers, because of course we will be getting invoiced by our own customer. If the customer wants the item returned, you want to notify your sales representative as well. So this is just the sales cycle all over again for emphasis. Now, just a little bit of FYI. Make sure to ask questions if you're unsure about anything or any task you're given. We will gladly answer. It is better you ask questions than make or take guesses, because whatever is in that purchase order, whatever mistakes are made, is a contract with the government. The government is a big organization. Once it's on paper in the contract, we are bound to that contract. So it's imperative that you ask questions if you're unsure about something or you see something that's not right. You want to talk to your sales representative and make sure that you get clarification. Now, our routine chat is going to be via Slack, and routine video is going to be via Skype. Now, that may change, but that's what we're using now. Now, we're also going to be using the Upwork work diary feature. This is required for your task. And there's no getting around this. If you cannot do it, talk to us and let us know why not. And all the tasks you receive from your sales representative will be specific and clear. Again, if you're not clear, go back to bullet number 1, ask questions. Now, for every email that you send to anyone, that includes the buyer or our customer, our vendor, on behalf of Agathis Laboratories, make sure you copy your sales representative. They need to know what is going on. Now, in the interest of community, because we are all at different locations, but not all of us, but many of us are at different locations. And to create a sense of community, we at Agathos Laboratories, we use profile pictures rather than default avatars for accounts. So I know you're already doing that with Upwork. Just move that picture you have with Upwork to the accounts you will be provided at Agathos Laboratories. Also, for routine chat, so this is not necessarily day-to-day business or assignment of tasks, but to ask questions, to discuss something, to come up with ideas. Our preference is for video communication. And, if for some reason that is unavailable, then we use a phone. And if for some reason a phone is not available, then we go to chat, which is Slack. And finally, email. So basically, we're going down in terms of preference: video first, phone, chat, and then email. Now, for those who are not necessarily in the United States, it may be that you cannot make that phone call. I mean, it's kind of a connected world these days, so chances are you can make a call. But if you cannot make a call, then you can skip to the chat before email. Now, that's just about it. I welcome you again to the team and joining Agathos Labs. I wish you the very best of luck. And remember, you can always ask questions. This is just a glossary of some of the terms I've used, over this presentation, and terms you will be using on a daily basis. Go over them, ask questions if you don't understand what they actually mean. Okay. And just another list of our clients. So again, thank you very much and welcome to the team.